What happened to that couple with the Winnebago, the one that left the factory with a hole in the roof?
Buy it back and just end this misery for us.
That and more next. Welcome to the channel. I'm Liz. I have been RVing since the 80s and I make videos helping people who've had problems with their new RVs. These videos have caused the RV industry to spring into action, including flying techs in to make repairs, transporting the rig back to the factory, and even buying back defective RVs. As you know, I have gotten 7 buybacks lately. Well, today I want to update you on Jim and Janet. They're the ones that bought a Winnebago Forza motorhome, and when it left the factory, there was a gap in the roof. Then it sat at the dealership for 18 months before they bought it. They suffered with it for a year before someone figured out that it was the gap in the roof. Now, Winnebago took the motorhome back to the factory, replaced the roof, the walls, and even the slide floor, but that motorhome was not right. In fact, it even had more problems. Well, you often can't fix it right if you can't build it right to begin with. So here's what happened. The week before the video came out, I gave Winnebago an opportunity to take action and help Jim and Janet, and they didn't do that. So then the video came out. You did what you do, which is so awesome. You liked, subscribed, and shared that video, so it went out and was seen by a ton of people. So the following week, I thought for sure they'd reach out to Jim and Janet, and yes, they called, but no, they did not take action. So then the next video, I mentioned Winnebago because, you know, it is not right. In Jim and Janet's case, they spent over $200,000, I think something like $230,000 on their motorhome. It's not their fault that it left the factory defective, so why should they be stuck with a defective product? Name me any other thing that you can spend that kind of money and not get any kind of service at all. So that's why I do what I do. So I scolded Winnebago in that second video, and I think they figured out I'm not gonna go away. Take care of your customers. So they decided to help them, and Jim and Janet report they've reached an agreement that resolved any issues between them. So that, if you know by following this channel, that is industry speak for they got a buyback. Yay, thank you Winnebago. That makes buyback number 8, and that would not happen without you. This is a team effort, so thank you so much for making this channel the force that it is. I'm super happy about that. I'm super happy to be using this platform as a force of good. Now I have a message for anyone who works in the RV industry, particularly if you're on the executive team or you're the president. If you get an email from me, it's likely going to be 6 a.m. on Monday morning. Please take care of the customers as soon as possible, because if you do, I can include that in the video that goes out on Friday, and then you'll look like a hero because, hey, you know, everyone makes mistakes. I'll say that in the video. At least you're responding now and you're taking care of them. Hopefully you're looking back at your checks and balances so that this ordeal that they went through never happens again. And here's the other thing. If you don't, well, then I'm more likely to talk about your company over and over again. But if you do help them, here's the other little bit of inside information. I'm probably not going to talk about your company for a while, for months probably. If you just take care of them, I'll go away. Recently, I talked with a couple that was stuck with a motorhome. They'd spent over $200,000 on it, and they couldn't sell it because it had so many problems they were going to lose $60,000 on the resale. So they contacted a consumer protection attorney, and this is what the attorney said. It's going to be $400 an hour. It's going to take so long to work on your case to get a buyback that they were going to ask for $65,000 up front. So this is why I do what I do. A lot of people that buy these RVs, they're stuck between a rock and a hard place. They can't sell it because they're going to lose too much money. They can't hire an attorney because there's no guarantee, and that also could cost thousands of dollars. If you spend this kind of money, even $25,000, the company should stand by their products and help their customers when things go wrong. Because things are always going to go wrong no matter what kind of business you have, but it really shows who you are if when things go wrong, you do everything you can to make it right. What changes do you think the RV industry needs to make? Let me know in the comments. Next up, I want to share an idea with you. I get a lot of people asking, how can we do more? We already know that by liking, subscribing, sharing, we'll grow the video and we'll grow the channel. But how can we do more as far as putting pressure on the RV industry? Is there some way that we can band together and create a group? So here's my idea. I am thinking of creating an RV consumers group because there is strength in numbers. I want to do this group so where the membership is free. That's just like a basic membership, so we have those numbers. But then I want to put out a yearly buyer's guide. This would be where all the RV manufacturers are rated, and that's where these videos come into effect, right? So this would be where the RV consumers group puts out kind of like, I guess, Consumer Reports, where it puts out ratings where, okay, Acme RV company, well, they don't care of their customers. We have them on a do not buy. XYZ RV company, well, they are really great on taking care of their customers. They're family owned. People rave about them. They're great. So we put them on the buy recommendation and we rate them on A, B, C, D, and F. It's going to be so valuable for the RV industry to see this strength in numbers. This will be like a consumer RV nation, right? This is not something I could do by myself. It would take you, it would take having like a board of directors and also somebody to help gather the information so we could put out the yearly buyer's guide and of course managing all the members. But if you're interested, I think that this could really be something that would pressure the RV industry because now we would really have a strong voice. So I want to hear what you think about that. It took me 4 years as a YouTube creator to hit 100,000 subscribers. And now here we are less than a year later, just shy of a year later, and I'm about to hit 150,000. And in the last, I'd say year and a half, I turned my content to all about the RV industry, pressuring them to make change. And this just tells me that I'm on the right path, that there's definitely a hunger to get that RV industry to not only treat their customers better, but to also put out a better product, to do quality control, and just across the board make changes all the way down to the dealership. So I'm really excited to be a part of that, to be using my platform to bring this change. And this all started a couple years ago. I was on Facebook. I belong to a lot of RV groups. And I would just see these heartbreaking stories of people with defective RVs that were brand new, that they were stuck with. And I was like, I have to do something. So I started, I think, in June of 2023, putting out this content, and it has been just a blur since. So I'm really excited that, that this channel has grown so much, that you have been with me through this. And so now we need to shoot for 1 million. Let's go for 1 million subscribers. Thank you so much.